visceral with like, the body horror essentially, it can do quite the number on a person. I mean, again, I was like actually like that close to having a bit of a cold sweat where I'm like, ugh, these organs right out the gate. I digress. Well, hello. Thank you all for joining me. By the way, chat, you can get your own streaming print, signing, and that link right there in the description. I'll link it here and put it in the chat. Let me ask you all first. Whoa!
Look at that.
So many friends!
Wow.
Pinning that. Well, let me go ahead and ask the question that typically gets asked the most. I'll save you the trouble here. How did you all get into voice acting? That's typically like the opening salvo question. So let me go ahead and just ask that one. All right.
Who wants to swing first? I swung first already. One of you has to swing first.
I don't mind. I get this question. I think we all do. We probably all get this question. Yeah. So I started out doing voice acting kind of as a hobby. Oh my God, let me start again. So I was active duty military in the United States Air Force, and I was working in the medical field when the creative side inside of me started withering and dying, which led to me doing cosplay, which led to me doing costume design, which led to me being on sets as like their costume designer and helping with art direction, which led to the audio engineer being like, wow, you've got a really great voice. Have you ever thought about voice acting? And in that moment, my like brain chemistry changed forever, because I didn't realize that what we do is a career. Like I love animation and games, and they've been pivotal in my development as a human being. But the characters meant so much to me. I never really thought about what went on behind the microphone. So I started in commercial acting with this guy. And then when I did my first character acting thing, that was it. I was like, this is all I want to do forever. So it took me like 2 years deep into voice acting for me to think about characters. And then about 5 years deep for me to go, I think I do this now. Like, I think this is just what I do. Because I was still active duty in the meantime. So I was using my military money to fund this until I could jump off and do this full time. And that's kind of my weird. Everyone's gonna have a weird journey. It's all gonna be different. Next up, what do we got?
Yeah.
Can I just say? I'm so sorry. Can I just say that you saying like, "Hey, can I start over?" Like, do you have like alternate personality, like alternate like? Souls or alternate like identities is like, hey, I'm gonna do this, but at the same time I'm doing this. And wait, hold on, I gotta back up. That's the wrong story.
Well, it's weird where to start on that one, because I was like, wait, just to set the scene, I was like, felt like a tiny cog in a very big machine doing a lot of like left brain things. And I was in trauma. I was doing like trauma saving lives and stuff on the OR table. I was working in the operating room. So it was very high stress. Wow. So it was very different than like the magical getting to go and be a dragon or like a tiny cat or something like that. And it fed my inner child, while like adult me was living another dream, which was contributing to the overall positive of the world in like a tangible, like, because what we do is so beautiful and intangible at some point, but you can see the effect on people's souls. This way I'm like, you're alive now, you're welcome, goodbye.
See, here I'm only getting the impression that you're like in a jet fighter and you're like, this is boring. I want to be a voice actor.
Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting, Kaylee.
No,
you're good. You're good.
Mine is the exact opposite. I was just gonna get it out of the way really quick because it's boring.
So you're a voice actor who joined the Air Force.
Yeah. No, actually, my dad was in the Air Force as a radio tech.
Oh, that's awesome.
But he was, is an anime fan, and my mom like plays World of Warcraft and like all of this. Like she was like a top level raider, like at one point, and yeah. So my parents are both geeks.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was brought to conventions at an early age. I would watch them like role play at playing tabletop RPGs. And then when they didn't want me in the room, they'd kick me out into my godfather's living room, where there was shelves and shelves of anime, or like another friend would be over who was another friend's daughter, and we'd play like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. So I would see them acting. I'd see people drawing because some of them were like local comic artists. I would look at the screen and I'd be like, cartoons, animation, people or voices behind that from like age 4. I went to Comic-Con at age 5. And I was just like, I kind of was just very early on, like, this is what I want to do. I want to draw. I want to act. I want to be in the animation and video game industry. And so it, you know, as I aged and everybody else was figuring out what they wanted to do, and then I had this notion of what I wanted to do that nobody else around me did or knew how to do, because I lived most of my life in a town with less than 300 people. Just to get one school, we had to combine all the surrounding villages. And so I was just, when it got there, I was like, I don't know. I don't know what else to do except the thing that I've always wanted to do. If I don't do that, then what do I do? Like, so I went into tech for a bit just to have like a good fallback, because, you know, tech pays. And so I started out by going to school, I took classes for tech, but I went to school for acting and illustration. And I worked at Geek Squad and then Newegg and all of that stuff. But on the side, I was taking acting classes. I was taking illustration classes. I went to college, but then I took online voiceover classes. And I got local clients. And I did a bit of indie animation online. And I got a client list and experience and classes. And then I made a demo. And then I moved to Los Angeles. And then I kept working on those things until my client list and my demo were something that CESD were interested in. Then they brought me in for an audition day. And then they liked me from the audition day and they signed me. So I feel like I got into voiceover like the full by the books method of like the way you get into any other career. So it's pretty boring, but I also think that that's like kind of good, that it doesn't have to be like a flash spark, like you meet somebody that gets you in. You can just say, I want to do this, and then work hard at it, and then do it.
Hell yeah.
That's
So, yeah.
super inspiring. That's like,
Hell yeah.
that's you.
Yes.
Yeah. You like went after your dream and like chipped away at it, you know, over time. And that's amazing. Like, wow, good for you. I mean,
Aw.
like, that's just like goal setting. And I'm so
Yes.
impressed.
I'm envious of your
appreciate it.
upbringing. I mean, like, to be surrounded by all this nerd stuff. My parents were like the opposite, where I was growing up thinking, God, I have to watch sports and watch the news someday. I gotta put all my cartoons away. But that fortunately wasn't the
Yeah.
case. But that's
No,
really cool.
yeah. My mom has a poster of the Labyrinth in her house that's signed by Brian Froud, the like art director who designed all the
Wow.
Fae creatures and stuff in that and the Dark Crystal. My dad always had this big Looney Tunes poster on the wall. And like I watched Trigun and
Ooh.
Cowboy Bebop and Akira as a kid. And like I was introduced to all of that very early, and I feel very lucky. And I don't think the apple fell very far from the tree. But it was really interesting because like aside from my dad and my mom and their friends, like nobody in the area was interested in that stuff. Not in my school, especially, because it was a small farming community. And I got, made fun of for liking Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Dragon Ball Z and stuff. But at the same time, I didn't let myself get bullied out of it, because to young me, I was like, oh, these kids don't like anime, but all of the adults I think are cool love anime. So that's what's actually cool.
Oh, wow.
And these kids aren't cool. And I'm really glad that I had that, honestly.
No, that's awesome.
But then I moved high schools and it was crazy different. And when I moved high schools, suddenly I was helping the lead quarterback set up an N64 emulator on his phone so he could play Ocarina of Time at
That's
practice.
how you get them. That's how
Hell
you get
yeah.
them. That's how you get them.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, I'll never forget in the 2010s where like jocks started to be like, wait, I want to play video games. Maybe these nerds, actually, there's
I'm
something
the product
to
of
them.
that generation.
Oh, please. I want to hear it.
Unsurprisingly, I'm like the kid of the group. Shocking. I
You're
know.
just a baby.
So I had a nerdy dad as well. I had nerdy parents. We literally have a comic book room at my parents' house.
Awesome.
Half of
Wow.
it's mine, half like a good chunk of it's mine, but then most of it is all my dad's. Meanwhile, my mom also loves all the nerdy stuff. She likes Star Trek and Star Wars and all that fun stuff. But I got into voiceover probably earlier. I mean, I'm still kind of doing the by the book thing, like Kaylee said. But like I got in partly because I grew up listening to some of these guys, namely like Ethan and Kaylee.
That's awesome.
Like when I was a kid, one of my favorite games that I played was Fire Emblem Awakening, which
That's a great game.
Wonderful
great.
game.
Whoa.
that, and then I like throughout high school, like I was saying earlier, I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen and all this other stuff, and even like older stuff like Batman the Animated Series. I learned about voice acting, and it's like, well, I should probably teach myself if I want to do that. I should probably find where to like learn. So I did kind of do that by the book thing, except instead of working in tech, I was like going through high school and now going through university and planning out that safe route so I can make money still until I'm able to do, this as a substantial career. But, that's kind of how I got in.
If I may ask a question,
Yeah.
again, I love all the different unique journeys for everyone that has led to this moment. If you can give some advice to the audience, because a lot of them think it's a very kind of a cut and dry thing where it's like, boom, I'll arrive in Hollywood with my suitcase and go to the voice acting office and get a job. In reality, it's like, no, you have to kind of, work your way up to that point. Typically, you have a hybrid like job and you do the voice acting on the side and get the gigs and kind of build momentum. I would love to hear more about that from you all.
There's a term that I use that ran through my head constantly when I was working at it over the few years that I was like breaking in and slowly building that momentum. And the term is ramen profitable.
Ramen
Keep your
profitable.
day
I'm
job
stealing that
until
I'm
you are ramen profitable.
ramen profitable. How's your ramen stocks doing? Good.
Yeah,
They're
like
doing quite
literally
well.
you keep your day job until the point which you can quit and at least survive long enough to pay rent and eat ramen.
That's right.
So true.
100%.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Ramen profitable.
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
I also want to add that because of the new age of voice acting and the careers that a lot of us are taking, you don't have to necessarily do the cats don't dance, ship yourself off to Hollywood in order to be successful.
Yeah.
You can work online. The online field has been growing
Mhm.
immensely. I mean, I'm going to be very honest. Everyone in this call is in one state except me. I do not live in their state. So every time they talk about, hey, we're going to be here at PST, I'm like, what is that in CST terms? Hold on, wait a minute. What's the time conversion? So the online market is fascinatingly growing. And if you ever felt like nervous about joining in, just know that now is the time to do it and educate yourself on how to be able to hop in regardless of where you live, because I guarantee you there are fantastic talents outside everywhere, internationally even, that are basically going to become the next generation of idols that you could either look up to or even join alongside in this field.
Well said. No, I mean, the internet being the great equalizer where it's like, yeah, it can be kind of cringe and cynical. However, the accessibility of being able to upload your voice, your demo reel to YouTube or whatever, and be able to actually reach out to people is pretty awesome. I mean, that's a lot of folks. It's so funny. I have 3 nieces and a nephew. And so often I ask them, I'm like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm expecting like doctor, a lawyer perhaps. And they're like, Twitch streamer, let's go. And I'm like, all right. As a YouTuber, I guess I can't say that's stupid.
Yeah.
I know, I was gonna say.
Yeah, okay. Quick question actually from the chat here. This is from Rick Robin saying, for the Knights of Guinevere cast, any plans for an upcoming convention in San Jose? That might be a bit specific. I don't know. If I'm missing something here, is there a specific convention in San Jose coming up?
No, wait. I think there's one near San Francisco, though. Isn't there?
How about-
Hold on, wait. This ringing bells. Hold on.
Let me
I've
ask you
been to
this.
cons in San Jose multiple times.
Are there any upcoming conventions you all are going to which we can support you all?
Not San Jose specifically, off the top of my head. But if you want us to come to a convention in San Jose, make sure to talk to Gung Ho and have them and have your convention reach out to Gung Ho, because Gung Ho represents all of us getting in. We could be guests there.
Apparently,
Except me. You'll go to my bio.
Two phone calls.
Yeah, 2 phone calls. There you go.
I'm a
There's
big-
also usually guest request forms on most
Yes.
convention websites. You don't even have to get in touch with any agents at all to do that.
Yeah.
Conventions
Wild.
love organic requests. When they get emails and attendees are saying, I want to see this voice actor, this creator at this convention, con staff listen to that. That is the best kind of recommendation. And I know that there's MomoCon in Atlanta coming up in May of next year. I think there's a very good chance that folks will be there from this cast. Courtesy of Gung Ho Booking. It's a great convention. I've been there multiple times. I highly recommend it. For folks who are in the Southeast, especially in Georgia, go check it out. Go support it. I'll be there next year. I almost said this year. Next year. So if I owe you money and you want to punch me in the face, you'll have your chance. You'll have your chance. I'm just saying.
No punching. No punching.
Slap.
Somebody said in SoCal in general, and I will be at a convention in SoCal the first weekend of January. It's oh gosh, what is it called? SAC Anime. So look that up. At least
I'll be there. I'll be
And
there
Eden will
too.
be there.
Bunch of you.
So Eden and I will be at SAC Anime first weekend of
Yay.
January.
Same. They'll be here.
Hey,
Michaela's
Michaela.
Yeah.
Hey.
So most of us will be there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We have a very generous super chat coming through from Samuel. So for Zelda and Michaela, Michaela. Sorry.
Hey.
Just making sure I'm saying names correctly. Says Andy and Frankie's relationship remind me of Mike and Sully a bit. Was that one of the main influences for them? Which, I mean, I just disclaimer, I'm sure writers sometimes, have to step in and say, hi, I write. But for the voice actors, I mean, by the way, when I saw Mike and Sully, I'm like, wait, I don't know why I thought the X-Files. I'm like, wait, no, Monsters Inc. What the hell am I talking about?
Scully.
The truth is always out there.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm not sure if y'all have an answer, but that's a question that was asked by the audience.
Well, as a voice actor for Frankie, a lot of the influences, hilariously, I didn't necessarily think of any influences for Frankie auditioning and then even getting cast. So it's really great that you see the relationship kind of like Frank and Sully, Mike and Sully,
Frank and Sully.
Frank and Sully now. But for me, one of the main influences for Frankie, honestly, was myself. I have a joke amongst my friends who found out that I was part of Knights of Guinevere, 80% of Frankie is Michaela Laws, 20% is Dana and Zach and Jable's writing. Because it's even to the point where one of my friends, who's also a VTuber, Sayu, did a reaction of Knights of Guinevere, and there's one section where I'm just yelling, "Have a good day, kick some ass, show 'em who's boss." He pauses the video. No, that's Michaela. That's not Frankie. That's Michaela. So I think in retrospect, I can't speak for the rest of the voice actors, but in terms of being able to voice act for Frankie, I get to put a lot of my own fun and my own spin into it. So where you can hear me necessarily, but also the influences of really strong female characters. There's Carlock from from Baldur's Gate 3. There's so many strong characters that I have in my back pocket for how I wanted Frankie to kind of be. And her relationship with Andy is very sweet and very childlike, having that best friend. And I imagine all my best friends, as well as great duo characters that kind of have that relationship, that little relationship with each other, kind of play off that. So yeah.
Very good. I have another question from the chat here. This is from Perry Daniel. Apparently, I can't read. I was it perennial. What are some songs you guys would associate with your characters? That's an interesting question.
It's a good question.
It's time to
Do
pull
I
up
have
the
an
playlist I
answer?
made.
Sweats profusely.
Oh, you
knowing
made a
Disney
playlist?
fans.
That's amazing.
I like that. What would be their playlist?
Yo,
What songs?
What was at the top?
Oh wait, I have a Spotify playlist too. Shit.
Yeah. Let's see, what did I put on there? One of my favorite ones I put on there was Weird Science by Oingo Boingo.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh,
love
that's
that though. Love that
That's a
though.
good one.
That was one of the ones that I wanted to put on there.
Kaylee's on a mission. Kaylee is on a
She's
mission.
good.
Running!
Yeah.
Yes!
Great
He
album.
recognizes
Great
me.
band. I have 2 vinyls of theirs.
Oh, that's incredible. I also had put, if you know me at all, I love DC Comics. I put the Johnny Hollow People Are Strange version that was in the final episode of that.
Nice.
What else did I put in there? And my third one, I guess, I put Rule 34 by Fish in a Birdcage.
Hey, that's such a good song though. Though, if you as younger Olivia, wait a minute, how are you listening to that young lady?
I'm an adult. I'm an adult now.
But it's like associated with characters.
I pay
Rule 34
taxes.
for young-
I also had no idea what that was when I learned what that song was. I had never heard of.
Oh
Rule 34.
no.
Oh,
I-
honey, no.
Oh no, that is unfortunate.
I just
And
know-
this part of the stream is brought to you by reading the Bible and
Read your Bible.
I honestly don't. I just study books, man. I just read books. I don't go on the internet.
I will never forget when my grandpa, rest his soul, asked me in his late 80s where he said, "Stevie, what's a furry?" And I'm like, you know, how can I answer that? How can I answer? How can I tell a man who was born during World War II what a furry is? So-
I mean, you could say it's like Mickey Mouse.
And that's exactly. I'm like, it's like Bugs Bunny, Grandpa. You know? Oh, okay. I'm like, oh.
A character that's only furry.
Again, I had only heard the song. I didn't know the name of it. I didn't know what that meant. I don't know. I only learned what that was like maybe a couple of years ago after I graduated high school. I like
Bless
the
you.
song, and that's all.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah.
Honey.
Michaela, you know this about me. I'm very sheltered in my corner of the internet. I just read comic books.
I
Did
quite
anyone else have
frankly
songs for their
envy you.
character?
Yeah, anyone else got a song?
Michaela, you
I
subscribe
mean,
to
like
Spotify?
for me, like for Gwen, like it's like the classic Disney princess songs, of course, mostly. But then like her like internal life, I think is just like I think she'd be, you know, just hardcore rock and roll, you know, like the
Yes.
really screamy stuff. But I think like the song that sort of pops into my head is like It's a Mad World, you know, just like that, like, you know, we're in this dystopian whatever and things are maybe not what they seem, and it's kind of haunting at times. So that kind of gets me into the mood.
If I may
Hell
ask,
yeah.
if I'm gonna steal the mic and ask, what were your all's? I mean, when it comes to auditioning for your roles, when you got to read what it's about, what were your first impressions about Knights of Guinevere?
That is a good question.
So I've been told that a lot of voice actors, since it's very much so like audition, that sometimes it is
Yeah.
okay. There it is. Okay, time to get to work. But I was curious if there's any.
Yeah. No, I'm so curious to hear about all of your audition experiences. I had worked with Dana before, so I fortunately like didn't audition.
Yeah.
And we were working on the Owl House together, and it was actually our very last day of recording the Owl House. We were doing the final ADR session. So 4 years of sessions like coming to a close, and it was a like little celebration. We had champagne, and Dana, came up like, "What's next for you?" And Dana was like, "Well, I've got these ideas," and she showed me like early images, and told me about this cyborg princess who's tortured, and not like, she didn't spoil me on anything, but just this idea of like a princess who's being controlled and tortured, and needs her knights, needs to escape. And I was just totally blown away. Like, it hit me so deeply. And then when it came around again, Dana emailed me and was like, "This is actually happening, and would you be the princess?" And I just about died. Like, I've never been more happy in my life. Then to get the script and read it and discover like Annie and Frankie and Olivia and all the for the world to open up the way it did, I obviously knew immediately that this was something really special, and I was just so thrilled to be a part of it. But I'd love to hear what everybody's audition experience, like if you think this came in from your agent like on an email attachment. I can't even imagine. My mind is blown.
It was an email.
Yeah.
And I auditioned for a couple of characters, but I did honestly, like, I looked at Sparky and I was like, there's something here, because because I had a voice print that I had wanted to use for a long time that did this specific vocal thing, right? And nobody had cast me for it. And so I did that for the audition. It's
sort of a growl right down here. Really letting it roll.
Hell yeah.
and
Wow.
That's cool.
because I had learned that from when I was like really trying to train my range in Trigun. In the first episode, there's the guy with the boomerang, and he's like,
So, you got blonde hair, a big gun, and a red coat. You've got to be Vash the Stampede.
and so I learned how to do that role, and nobody had ever cast me to do it. Also Beast King and One Punch Man, like that same.
Oh, you were Beast King?
No, I wasn't. I learned how to do it
Oh,
from
okay,
listening
okay.
to it.
Still
Yeah.
impressive. Sorry, I love One Punch Man.
Although One Punch Man season 3 is coming out, I would recommend watching it.
Hey.
And so I learned how to do that, and nobody had cast me for it. And so I did that for Sparky, and they cast me for it. And so it's really cool. And obviously it's not
way down here towards
sort of thing. It's like,
a lot more sort of boisterous type of thing, but it does the role.
and so they said that they didn't hear any other auditions like what I sent in. And that made me very happy. And I'm happy that I get to use that voice print that I've been working on for so long.
That's outstanding.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Quick aside is when they say speak from the diaphragm. I have no musical skills. I have no voice acting skills. Do they mean like there?
No, the diaphragm is actually
diaphragm is
aligning.
here?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's at
Yeah,
your
yeah. So
stomach area,
what
yeah.
when they say that, it's about support,
Okay.
right? So the best way to illustrate it always is, and I apologize,
No.
chat. But so if you are supporting yourself from the diaphragm, when you breathe in, you want your stomach to expand, not your chest.
You want
Basically, in scientific
Okay.
terms, the diaphragm is actually the lining underneath the lungs, and it actually
Yeah.
expands with the stomach.
Yes.
So when you
Yeah,
breathe
it's
it
a
in,
muscle.
it actually expands. Yeah.
okay.
That supports your lungs.
It's like one of those questions I've
And what
always
people-
wondered and I never asked. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And no, I was going to say, and what people are really referring to when they're talking about projection is utilizing the abdominal muscles to help support, because the diaphragm is just sort of this, it drops to expand the lungs further, but it's the abdominal muscles and the training of the usage of that will help with the actual where you want to draw from for a lot of that more powerful and for that longer lasting sound. So a lot of like singing training, they're like, oh, do this from the diaphragm, but what you're really engaging is your entire like abdominal
Your
core.
core.
Yeah.
Okay.
Core and cardio. That's what you need.
Oh, I'm done for.
Yeah.
It's a full body acting's a full body exercise.
There's a
whether
reason
it's
why
voice
singers
acting-
run and sing at the same time. There's a reason why singers run and sing at the same time.
It's hard if you've
Yeah.
got asthma, though. I will say that one.
That is fair.
It is, but I did run cross country in high school, and I have pretty bad asthma, so you just have to learn how to.
It's just
How to work with
it's
it.
a lot of practice.
Yeah.
So, Michaela, we got that question about auditions at the con that we had gone to together, and you said you were referred to somebody to audition. I would love to hear your whole
Oh my gosh,
story
yeah,
because
I
your
was gonna
character
say
is
so,
so
yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna be quiet about this one because I'm gonna cry. I was gonna be quiet. But essentially, full disclosure, I was actually at the bottom of my luck with voice acting wise when I got the audition. There was, for some of you who may know who I am, there is another credit to me that is very unfortunately tainted. And I've been doing that role for 9 years, and because of the big major fallout from it, I took a lot of hits from a lot of people saying that they weren't going to take me seriously, that because I failed in this one, and there was a lot of just internal politicalness when it came to me being in the role I was to now no longer having that role. So I was literally at the point. I'm gonna cry now. Stop.
No, that's okay.
Get back in your
It's
eyes.
okay.
I just wanted to
So
No, it's okay.
funny.
We love
Here.
you. You're fine. I love you. I love you. I send love. Okay. Tears. Back in the eyes. But I was actually thinking about quitting voice acting because it came down to the point where so many people were telling me that I was not going to be taken seriously, that I was not going to be going much further because of what happened. That I'm like, you know what, I might as well just give up, just go straight into writing, because writing is my other job. But then Glitch reached out to me at the recommendation of Belle, who voiced in Gaslight District, and a fantastic actor. I love him to bits. I promised him, he may not know this, but I promised myself that I would buy him a drink the minute I meet him. He recommended me to audition for Glitch, and Glitch took a chance on me. And I was so freaked out and panicked. I'm like, you know, I'm not trying not to say the word F. Screw it. I'm just going to throw my name and see what happens. And I saw Andy. I saw Olivia. I threw my name at every single character, but the one that resonated with me with most was Frankie, because I looked at her. I'm like, that's literally me. I don't even have to try. I just throw my voice in and just see what happens. And when I sent the email, I'm like, oh my God, I probably screwed up somewhere. Maybe I should have done a character. Maybe I should have done something different. The thing that every single voice actor goes through when they are at that point of their career is like, oh God, maybe I should have done something different. And then I got the email and they're like, hey, we would like you to be Frankie. And then what's even crazier is that during the premiere, when we were all like at the cast party and all that stuff, and I flew in and everyone's talking to me like, yeah, no, there was no one else but you. There was literally no one else but you for that role. And I almost cried right there.
How cool is that, though?
Like I'm about to cry right now. I'm sorry?
Wow.
I said, how cool is that?
Sorry, okay, I'm gonna mute now so I can cry a little bit.
Aw.
Oh,
Love you,
I was just-
Michaela.
we love you, Michaela. I
love
was
you so
bringing that up
much.
because I think Belle recommended like half the
He
cast.
did, yeah. He
Like
recommended.
Belle
He
is
recommended me as
amazing
well.
and one of the
That's
best
nice.
like fighters for his fellow actors in our industry.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes, 100%.
No, I also got recommended by Belle, and I got to see all the femme sides. And
That's
so,
so cool.
when I was reading through everyone else had some like concept art or some like larger description, but when it came down to young Olivia, nothing. Literally, no art, one sentence, one age approximation, and 2 lines, and I was like, huh. All I knew was like her older version, but I was like, that's way down the line. That's very, very different. So I had to do my best to kind of piece together some of that. I think the only line that I really got was, she's a kid that's seen way too much for her age, and that's it. So I
Yeah.
kind of just had to play with like my younger range. and playing around with like whether I wanted how much distance to add, like the 1,000-yard stare for her. But that also came to me at at a weird time. That came to me after I had just finished my first year of college, and I was not 100% sure. You know, I'm like I'm trying my best to do well in academics, and also still want to do voiceover, but I'm struggling to sometimes find the balance. This had found me right after my first year, and I was like, well, you know what, Belle decided to take a chance on me, so did Glitch. I may as well just give it my best, and then, you know, expect nothing of it. Just expect that maybe they'll like me enough to bring me on for something else or have me audition again in the future. I got an email back, I think 2 weeks later.
Cool.
I was in bed. Like I had just woken up. I was in bed and I saw an email and I nearly started crying.
Aw.
I was like, you're kidding me. For a character that I like knew basically nothing about, but I was very grateful. I still am very, very grateful that they decided to take a chance on like this little 19-year-old. And Dana had even told me, she was like, yeah, we're always gonna see you as that little 19-year-old kid we hired. We're just and I because when she found out I had just recently turned 21, she was like, there's no way. You're still that 19-year-old I hired. What do you mean?
Aww.
But it was just it was the
So
sweetest thing.
How long before the table read were you all cast? Because I was told I was the latecomer because I only received Olivia's sides at the recommendation of Belle. So again, shout out for Belle being like the greatest human ever.
We love
But
her.
like they were struggling to cast that role. And so I just got this email out of nowhere from Glitch being like, hey, we have this character. This person recommended you. Can you try it? And I saw her and I was like, I get this person immediately. So I jumped in and coughed my way through the entire audition. I was like, oh, she old. We got this. And I tried to be as literally as vile, both in spirit and in body as I possibly could be. And I just completely like clocked who this person was. But they were like, great, you're hired, like 2 days later. And they're like, can you make a table read in like 3 days? And I'm like, yes, I can. So how long ago were the, like before the table read time, when was this casting even started? Like, I don't have any sense of
remember in all honesty.
timeline.
That was a pocket of time that just like that
July-ish.
happened.
I
For
got
me,
I
it was
think-
over a month at least.
Yeah, for me too, because I didn't know when we were planning to do the table read yet, and I had told them my availability, and I was like, hey, I can still do around those days, but I will be on vacation like in another country. So by the time it was time for the table read, yeah, I was on vacation with my family, bless them,
Yeah.
cowering in the corner of a hotel
Yeah, it
room.
was July. I have the email
Yeah.
still because I
Okay.
started in
Yes.
in
Oh,
the
yeah.
I had
it
the email
was.
'cause-
July.
Yeah, it was July because I had the email from when I got both the audition sides and when I got cast because it was that same thread.
We should say, by the way, Belshazzar Rusape. That is
Yes.
the
Yes, that
actual
is his
full name.
That is
Yes,
not
sorry.
him up.
I know him as
Cool.
Belle. So
We just keep
call
saying
him
Bell.
Bell.
We should actually let
Yeah,
people
everybody-
know
his full
him.
name.
Please,
He's
please
sweetheart.
follow Belshazzar Rusape
He's a
on
sweetheart.
all social media.
He
That
plays
is
my
so
ex-husband
sweet.
in
Love
Half
him.
Mouth.
I got the auditions probably the first blast they got sent out because I was already on their casting list for a little while because Lizzie actually recommended me to them because we're friends and that
Nice.
was so kind of her. I don't think I need to preface who Lizzie Freeman is. She voices Pomni. Wonderful woman, a good friend, and yeah, I mean, if somehow you don't know who she is either, look her up because she's really cool.
Extremely cool person.
Yeah.
All right.
We're all so cool.
We're all really awesome. Part of the cool club. Got some other questions here from the chat. Unless anybody else has any other thoughts, or can I ask another question from the chat? Okay. Lindub saying, hi, so grateful to everyone for bringing this show to life. It has me by the damn throat. I ordered a print from Eden. My name is Lena, and I'm very excited to get that. Keep up the wonderful work, everyone. It's not much of a question, more of a keep it up.
He's so cool, isn't she?
Yay, thank you, Lena.
Yeah,
Thank
he's amazing.
you.
Can I actually reveal something really hard, like really quick? Eden, I'm actually a massive fan of yours. I've been trying to hold it in for like so long. But the fact that
Eden is like just getting all of us fangirling over her today, like that.
Gosh, that's so nice.
First with me like talking about, oh yeah, Persona 5. I also grew up on that too. Hifumi was my favorite girl. She was my favorite
gosh. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, really? Oh,
yes,
thank
she
you
was my
both.
absolute favorite.
Nier actually with
Excuse
Devil and
me, can't
Popola.
believe it.
I know,
Oh, Devil and
My,
Popola.
my children and I have watched the whole Lion Guard. We're huge fans.
This is all just us fangirling over
I-
Eden now.
Better than the movie. All right.
Oh my god. Thank you. That's so nice. I have no response. That's amazing. I'm so happy that
This
we're
actually might
doing
be
this together.
a very apt question from Ryan Hartwell, saying a proper question. Who was your main inspiration to be a voice actor?
I can jump in
Ah.
Yeah.
because it was Steve Bloom,
Mm-hmm.
Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, and John DiMaggio. Those were like my big three that I'm like, hot damn, the work that these people put out, you know, watching them since my childhood. Just like unique command of the and you know what? Also in Adventure Time, Ron Perlman, like the unique command of his
Hell
vocal
yeah.
tone is like like because the and I've heard stories about him like talking about like you know how people didn't want to give him a chance on baritone because he wasn't as bassy as some people wanted, like the you know the commanding characters then, but he has such power. He has a deep baritone that goes into bass in my opinion, but just has really good command of it.
Mhm.
And then John DiMaggio's texture that he's able to use and it's so difficult to replicate, like notoriously, is really like really cool. And the way that he's able to change like that natural texture he has to go from Bender to like the Joker in Under the Red
Yeah.
Hood. That movie is really, really good.
Such
And
a good film.
yeah, and it's like a Joker inspired by Hamill's Joker, right? But it uses the John DiMaggio sort of growl, and it's really good. And then Mary, you know, Ghost in the Shell growing up, I was like, I loved, and the way that she was able to take this woman who is pretty deadpan serious, you know, I mean, she has a robot body, but like even so, like to, you know, take all of these things in there and yet still somehow through a monotone delivery radiate like intelligence and compassion and like urgency and all of this. And I was always fascinated with it as a kid. And same with Steve Bloom. Like I took his when he first was doing like camera to camera courses before he started doing the pre-recorded courses. I took that, and so he was like a really early mentor to me because it was like a multi-week course, and like I was able to like message him for advice and stuff, and that was really, really helpful. And like I said earlier, I watched Cowboy Bebop as a kid, and I don't think I need to say like Steve's also unique texture that he's known for is like is really cool. And a through line to all of these is that they all have sort of a unique facet to their biology and their voice that they've used to, you know, build their career. And which sounds weird for me to say because I think I'm well known for my range and not ever sounding the same in any role. But really, I think I developed all of that by searching for what is naturally unique in my voice and utilizing it. And that's why I looked up to that type of actor so much. And I mean, like same with like Todd Haberkorn. Like you hear a role, you're like, that's Todd. And like I respect the hell out of that, of like being able to portray so many things with just, you know, I'm not saying that their voices aren't different, but that mostly just coming straight out of your own biology, because voice acting, I always say acting is the noun and voice is the adjective. So like I've always been a performer up front, and that is what really like hits me, is when those performances can even be using just your voice, but you're selling me that I don't even think twice that is you, but that it is the character solely because of the performance, and I respect the hell out of that. Anyway, there's a ramble. I'm a whole nerd about acting and performance and voiceover, but that's why I'm in the job.
Everyone else who wants to come up next?
I mean, my number one that comes to mind and is always like the one that I always talk about is was Kevin Conroy. He was a big one for me. I'm a huge Batman nerd. Like I have like Batman toys scattered all over my desk here. Like I love Batman and all that. And his performance in that show and his performance even in like all the Arkham games, I was really inspired by those. Those were some of the earliest instances where when I was a kid, mind you, this was like the 2010s, and this show had already been over for like 30 years. I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm like Googling all the voice actors. I'm like, who is this? Who is that? I like sat there for hours learning. Like, I used to have all the cast, including like people who only showed up in like one episode, memorized by like on command. Like that's how much I really loved and learned from that show. And then other ones, of course, were other voices I grew up with, like Olivia Olson in Adventure Time and in Phineas and Ferb. Goodness, and all that. A ton. Steve Bloom, obviously, like Kaylee already said. There's just a whole long list, but number one that always comes to mind is Kevin.
Yep. Kevin was outstanding. Rest in peace to him, by the way. He was... Yeah. There's certain voices you hear, and you're like, you're one that will ever see in existence. It's like a privilege to have existed when he existed. I remember as a kid watching like the intro for Batman, like the animated series, and I was like, this is good.
Cool.
This is extremely good.
I have a Batman animated series 10th anniversary figure in box on my shelf with a rose in front of it.
Oh. We do have other questions from the chat, but I don't want to move on from this one until everyone gets a chance to answer it.
Oh, I'll do my list quick then, because mine is Mary Elizabeth McGlynn for the same reasons Haley has. Jennifer Hale. It turned out that like everything I loved in my childhood, I went back and was like, it's Jennifer Hale all the time. Similarly with Crispin Freeman, who then became my voice acting mentor, who I trained under for 2 years, and then I helped teach teach his classes for voice acting mastery for 2 years after that. And Robin Williams, because his performance as the genie, I think is what awoke something else in me when I was very, very young, and that I was like, I want to do that one day. Like that's what I want to do, is that level of just play. So.
Well said.
Yeah. Plus one for Robin Williams for sure. I mean, I growing up, I watched like all the Disney movies, obviously, and I was drawn to the princesses. I didn't answer the first question, but so I will like sort of short, like in a compressed way right now. But I was a kid actor. I started acting when I was 7. I was in Les Miserables on tour and then on Broadway. So then I was in New York, and if you were a singer working in New York at that time, jingles were really popular. So I became a session singer for jingles, and I was doing multiple jingles every afternoon. They would do like 1 million demos. And then because I was like working behind a mic so much, they were like, oh, how about voiceover too? So then I started doing voiceover as a kid and continued up through adulthood. But I had sort of fallen away from it because I did soap operas, and like I'd sort of like gone into other things. And it's my brother really that was my biggest inspiration. I don't know if you guys know Sam Riegel, but he continued with voiceovers. Yeah. He's a Ninja Turtle. He was a Ninja Turtle, and he's a voice.
I didn't put that
director.
together.
He's my brother. Yes. So he like got me back into it as an adult, and completely helped me. Like he like he would give me guidance and like coaching and and so and also help me learn how to be a voice director too. So he's one of my big inspirations, of course, my big bro. In addition to everyone that everyone named, like.
Man, your brother's Donatello. How cool
A
is
lot.
that? Sorry, that's cool. Yeah, my brother's Donatello. You know.
Yeah.
The nerd
Turtle, you know, whatever.
How cool. All right. Anybody else want to
That's all I got.
answer? I'm gonna make sure I give a fair shake to everyone to make sure.
The only one who has an answer is me. Then I'll just give one answer.
Had to say.
Jodie Benson. Because I grew up as
Yeah.
a Disney nut. And I grew up being trained to do Broadway. I tried I'm still a triple threat. But when I was told very negative things, I'm like, you know what, I'll just do voiceover. And then of course when I was in college learning about voiceover to kind of pivot my direction of work, everyone's like, oh, you're gonna follow Jodie Benson? You're gonna follow Jodie Benson? Because I went to Millikan University, which is Jodie Benson's alma mater. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And I just took another look at Little Mermaid. I'm like, no, yeah, she also trained here. She also did this. So my pivot was from Jodie Benson's influence. So
A great influence. It can be argued that like Jodie's performance was a big thing that kicked off the Renaissance. So, absolutely. Another question here. And then we're closing in on the hour. So I think some books have to bounce after this. We'll assess after this question. This is from Mega Timmy saying, how much communication and collaboration is there between you and the writers in creating the characters and arcs?
I have a phone
So
thread. I have a phone thread with Jonathan Paleo and Zach Marcus and Zelda, because we're the chaotic, like they're the chaotic crew. We're like, we always try and schedule sessions together because me and Zelda have a really great rapport with each other in behind the mic. And so Zach and John will just be like, hey, how's it going? Here's some sneak peeks. What do you think? They'll send us notes like, oh, so we'll just have this big. Right now, we're talking about mysteries in the chat. I'm just gonna spoil that. We're talking about like Prewall and like currently just all of the mysteries that come along with like future things of like what they want to do and all that stuff. And it's like, oh, this character would be so cool if they did this and all that stuff. Obviously, we haven't like done much of anything because we haven't fully done it, like committed to anything. We still only have the pilot kind of rely on. But of course, this chat is all based on like, oh, what if we did like this? What if we did like this and all that? We're hyping us up. We're like, now we're just wanting the full. God, you can't do this, but we still that chat's still going to this day.
I'm so jealous. That sounds so fun.
Yeah, I know.
It's even so funny, and we're still talking about this. Don't hype us up, please. Just say it.
Oh, it's so fun that you two do group duo record. That you get to record together. I haven't gotten to record with anybody. Has anybody else done a group record? No. Oh, yeah, Kaylee.
I did. Yeah. With Zelda.
Cool.
Oh, amazing.
I
So
haven't done
fun.
one with McKaylee yet, but if we get a full season, I foresee that happening.
Listen, if we somehow get a full season, I still want like a thing between Sparky and Frankie where it's like this big emotional conversation. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but I want that scene so badly because everyone's like, oh my god,
Same.
Sparky pulled out her teeth.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm like, yes, I need to have a conversation. What happened that
There
caused
are many
this?
questions.
What happened?
Oh,
There
there's
are
so
a lot of
many.
questions.
My
There's so-
character
yeah.
would be the weirdest though for a group session, just because she is a flashback version of a character. So like half the cast doesn't exist in my scenes. They weren't even born yet.
That's true.
I feel like the only ones that it would really be with would be like you, Eden, and Sungwon.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
would be like the only two that would be possible. And Sungwon's a busy guy.
Playing his
Nurses were
board
also a
games.
thing back then. If the nurses were a thing back then
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
That's true.
Because mind you, you can't be
Oh,
the only one
yeah.
working on Gwen. What if there was like the nurses were like your like handmaids and be like, oh, we'll help you like dissect
Right.
the stomach.
They just
Yeah,
they just
we
go,
don't know.
here's your flashback scene. Okay, bye. And I go, okay.
Chat, this is what happens when you let us just theorize exactly what we would do while we're waiting for confirmation green lights. We just
Guys, yeah, no,
theorize all
We've
the
just
time.
We're just theorizing
Fair.
stuff.
But
We're like,
that's
so
just a
what's
theory.
gonna
A
Thanks,
Phil
Matt.
Guinevere theory.
No, you're good.
Now, if you want to see more of Knights of Guinevere, go watch the pilot on Glitch's channel. Give it a like, comment, show your support. Show your support via Streamily as well, and the link in the description. I'm just saying that the more vocal you are, people see that and go, okay, all right, they want more, let's give them more. That's the best way to do it.
You can also, from that Streamily link, visit each of our individual shops to see if there's
right.
other characters we voice
Other
that you want us
characters.
to sign the prints of that day.
Mhm.
Because
I'm
it doesn't
actually
have to
open
just
mine.
be
Yeah.
Knights of Guinevere.
You're
We'll
absolutely
sign
right.
all of our prints
Yeah.
that day.
I already did my Knights of Guinevere signing. I may have to reopen it for another one. God dang it.
Another round?
Yes, you should, Michaela.
Hey.
Yes.
I'll talk
Yes,
to
I'm
you later
sure
so I can
there's
get another
like-
one. Thank you, Eden.
I'm sure there's
All right.
a lot more people out there who want your autograph.
As we approach the end of the hour, let me go ahead and just open up the floor here. Any final thoughts as far as, again, voice acting, working on Knights of Guinevere, just anything at all? Anything. Tell me your favorite flavor of ice cream. I don't care. I want to hear what you all have to say.
My
Mine's
final thought
chocolate.
is that
Sorry.
yours chocolate. Oh my
Yes,
god,
same.
I like cookies and cream. But also,
Mm.
if you're thinking about getting into voice acting, it's never too late. That's kind of the point of my story, is that I started with voice acting at 30 years old, and now I'm almost 40 years old. And even though it is, no matter when you start, it is going to be this journey.
Mhm.
It's always worthwhile. And if you feel like, oh well, I'm already 25, and I was like, listen, it's okay. Like I'm making waves now, and I'm 40. Like it's fine. Just come on. I got 2 kids. They love what I do. You know. So
Awesome.
inspire your kids. I don't care how old you are. Get into it. It's fun. It's really fun. And don't fear AI. I know that that's another question I get a lot. Is like, is it even worth starting because of AI exists? Yes. We need human stories.
By
We need
far.
human
Yes.
voices telling human stories.
Yes.
And so, yes, good out there. That was my
Those
that's
things,
my-
those,
AI is just a bunch of skinwalkers. They don't know what they're talking
those
about.
things will never, they will never have a performance that comes from real emotion. They will never make
Yeah.
unexpected decisions. They will never,
Yes.
collaborate with a take that changes the direction of the character. These are all things that you can only get from a moral agent, a living and breathing intelligent being, okay?
Yep.
Of flesh and blood and heart and mind.
Yep. 100% agree.
Yes.
Well said. Well said.
So well said.
And I saw a question about someone who was a fanfic writer and how like they can get into the industry. I know it's not voice acting related, but being that I'm also doing writing and all that stuff, don't be afraid to just do. I know it's very scary to just be like, oh, I want to be able to do the thing, but I don't know if I should get started. There's AI in the works. There's so many other popular people and all that. So it's really hard to get noticed. Just do it.
Mhm,
There's no real. Only you can hold your hand out and press the F it button. Please press the F it button. Because I guarantee you, 80% of people who want to get into this industry don't press that button when they very much can. The ones who do, the 20% that actually press the button, actually move forward in being in the careers that they want and being in the industries that they want, whether it be voice acting, doing that audition. They're like, I don't know if I can fit any of the ranges of these characters. Do it anyway. You never know.
Never know.
All of a sudden,
Especially
you get
because auditioning is the best practice.
yeah.
It's
And
true.
then like
Yes.
with writing, just publish it out. Go post on 803. Post on your own blog. Like post your story. There's self-publishing. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Animations. YouTube? Question mark.
Like, I wonder.
You're
I
on the
wonder.
platform that you can post your animations. Then art, obviously, Instagram, all these other places. Just press the F it button.
Yep.
Stop being afraid. Just do it.
Not
There's
to
also
sound
the
like
meme right
some.
now of like, make it exist first, make it good later.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
nobody ever sees it,
Yes.
you'll never get. If nobody ever sees it, you'll never get feedback, and you won't grow nearly as much. Just make it exist.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
put the
Yep.
creativity in the bag.
And be willing.
Well
be,
said.
Be willing to fail. Be willing to look like an idiot. What do you have to lose? Like I like to think about like what's the worst possible thing that happens? Nobody's gonna die. And you only grow by getting feedback. You only grow by making mistakes. I mean, 100% of the time, if you do something right, your brain will not clock it. Like, that's not how our brains work. You have to fail in order to get better at anything. So many times you have to fail hundreds of times a day. So just get them over with.
Well said. Well said. I mean, nobody gets there automatically. No one just goes, I am going to be a voice actor today. Let me just get in there and just knock this out. It's like, where's the fun in that? You have to earn it. You have to craft your art. You have to educate yourself. You have to learn through experience, making mistakes. This is how you go through the human experience of becoming better at something. And that for AI, these folks go, I'll just press the create art button so I can make lots of money. And it's like, no, you're not in it for the right grind. You're doing it for all the wrong reasons, which is why you will ultimately fail. Because you can replicate it, but that's as far as it goes. And even then, a lot of the folks who are behind AI don't have like the vision to see why something resonates with viewers, like Knights of Guinevere.
Yeah. If you want
An
another
amateur
example,
piece-
go ahead, go ahead.
This is just a sentence. An amateur piece of art that is created with love and intent will always be better than something that looks good but has no meaning.
Agreed?
I mean, if you want like another example of like just pressing the F button, just doing it yourself, I was a massive fan of romance games. And so I decided I'm going to make a romance game. So I made Seduce Me the Atome. Some of you might recognize that on Steam and other platforms and all that stuff. It's still fans still find it to this day. And they're like, oh my God, Seduce Me. There have been 12-year-olds who told me that they played Seduce Me at 12 and then they grew up with Seduce Me. I'm like, please don't tell me that you played the game at 12 years old. That hurts me so much. But in terms of them telling me later in life that they were fans of Seduce Me, it's just like, that was me pressing the F it button, even though I had no skill of programming. I had no skill on how to organize a game, like development doc and all that stuff. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to learn. I'm going to try. I'm going to just say, screw it. I'm going to grab my friends. I'm going to make them audition for these characters. I'm going to ask my artist friends to make art for this game. I'm going to sell this game and just see what happens. And all of a sudden, it happened. So just make it happen. Just make it happen.
One last here from Jerry saying, not a question, just want to say, love your work, guys. AI will never destroy lives. As long as we have something to say about it, I 100% support that sentiment. All right, the curtains are closing. Any final words? Anything you want to say?
Thanks
Thank
for
you all.
watching the
Thank
pilot.
you so much. Yes.
Thank you.
Watch it again.
No. Now I want to say I'm a rabid fan who wants to support you both online and at conventions. What can I do to support you all? Socials, conventions, stream release sightings with description links down below. What can I do? Answer that question.
I'm at Eden Regal on socials, and you can purchase our prints on Streamily, and Kaylee and I and Michaela, I think, are going to be at SAC Anime and MomoCon, and I think there's one other that I just forgot. Definitely support us that way, and also buy the merch, y'all. Buy the Knights of Guinevere merch if you want to see more Knights of Guinevere. I know I have my
I know.
I got my
I traded
have
out my
Boombox
lap
there.
plushie for today. It was
Yeah,
for
oh, you
today.
got Boombox. Oh, the
Yes.
best.
Oh,
And for those of you who are worried that you don't have any money to support us, I put this out there because I know people are like, oh, I can't buy the print here. I
Yeah.
can't go to this here.
You have kidneys.
Retweeting is kidneys. Retweeting is free. Liking and sharing posts is free. If you want to support us, even just sharing the link to Glitch's shop or the pilot or any one of our social media posts, sharing that is so much more of a support than you realize, because by putting us out there, you're helping us by supporting us in that way without even spending a dime. You're just click. Hey, look, a free click. It didn't cost you money.
I am
Well said, Michaela.
yes. I'm Gaspy on pretty much everything. Mainly Blue Sky, Instagram and Twitch. GHASPEY on Instagram. I think there's a VO after it. I don't know. But if you look up my name, like my full name, Kaylee McKee, not my full name, but You'll find links to all of that. And yeah, buy a print. I'll also be at NostalgiaCon New Orleans this weekend. I don't know if they're sold out, but you can check. I'm sure they're not. I'm sure you can do a day of ticket.
Oh,
And,
go with some
I'm
po'
excited to be in
boys
New
and
Orleans. Never been.
beignets. Oh my God, you're gonna
Yeah.
Eat.
I'm really excited. I have a D&D setting that's set in 1919 New Orleans. And I did a lot of
Nice.
historical research for that. So I'm really excited to actually like be there in person.
Hell yeah. All right. Any other final shout outs for socials, for conventions?
There are 2 other people that need to shout themselves
Better
out.
say,
shoot.
come on.
Sorry,
yes,
it would be the
Bobby.
Olivias to forget. Sorry, it would
It would be us.
It
We
would be
love
us.
you guys.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You got it, Lauren.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Sure. It's all right. I'm Erin Lundquist VA on most socials. So if you also look up Erin Nicole Lundquist, you'll find me on everything. So I'll be there. And I really love interacting with you guys. So, if you comment something underneath the post, I will likely talk back to you at some point. So yeah, go ahead and do that. And then Lauren here.
Oh, yes. You can
Yeah.
find me at Lauren Kong _ on most platforms like Instagram, whatever. If not, just look up Lauren Kong. You'll probably find me. I don't know. There's a lot of Lauren Kongs. But you'll probably find me. Look for the one that actually doesn't just play piano or violin. Most of them play violin for some reason. But yeah, I'm also doing my stream for signing prints later today. So if you guys want to place any last minute orders,
Do it.
Do
you
it.
can see it live on my Instagram later.
Awesome.
I also just realized I haven't shouted myself.
What is Sam? I mean,
Yeah, you talked and then you did it.
The fact that I made fun of y'all and then I'm like, oops, my bad.
Go ahead.
You can just find me via Michaela Laws. I'm a VTuber that barely streams, so can I call myself a VTuber? I don't know. But
Yeah.
via Michaela Laws literally anywhere. Or Michaela Laws, you'll find me.
I'm seeing a VTuber model.
But it's Sam, I see.
I mean, this is just a digital art print. This is fine. I am the AI you should be afraid of. Hello, chat. Hello, cast. I am here to invade. Oh God, no. Oh God, no. I can't even do that. Seriously. Oh God.
Well, thank you all so much, chat, for joining us. Again, click on the links down below. Get your own prints to be signed. Go support these wonderful actors. Go support Knights of Guinevere. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Have a great one. We'll